I have a hatred for Carson Daly that just can't be explained.
I like Esposito, and I'm not afraid to admit it.
Yeah, this might be more of an intervention than a podcast.
Like, we could literally probably be on my couch watching My Little Pony. We'd have a freaking good time.
Jarrett likes his participation trophies.
That's the only trophies I have.
That got awkward.
How can you be scared of a cat meowing?
You bite your
We'll
tongue.
never agree on anything.
Absolutely. I am terrified of mice.
Who comes up with this? Like, where are people saying these things?
Let's give the people what they want. Let's see them aliens.
Oh my god.
What? No, this is a serious. I know it might be funny, but
not.
All you have to say is, "Hey, this is not exactly." Welcome to another classic episode of Not Exactly Experts. As always, I'm being joined by my two better-looking co-hosts, Jarrett and Fur.
I don't want to freaking lie, Jarrett.
Oh, so since Rusty doesn't want to take the intro, I will take the intro. Welcome back to another episode of Not Exactly Experts. I've got my two decent-looking other two, Jared and Rusty, joining us today. We've got a little different style today, so there's obviously something very obvious in the news, right? With the coronavirus and whatnot going on, and since that's just soaking up the media, we try to come up with a few micro topics, if you will, of just kind of some lighter things that aren't even in the headlines, just some random things to talk about. So Jarrett has gone onto Reddit and he's found 9 topics that he's gonna bring up and tell us about. So before we get into that, though, Rusty, we had a poll from our last episode about reclining in a seat. Is it cool? Is it okay? Or is it a big no-no?
You know, we can skip it. We can skip it this week. We don't have to talk about the results.
No.
we don't have to get into it.
We are going to talk about the results.
Tell us about the results, Rusty.
You guys aren't going to like them. That's all I'm going to say. I'm sorry. This was the closest poll we've had by far. We had quite a few people that did vote on the poll. We had 37 people vote. And the answer, no, is it okay to recline on an airplane, won by one vote.
One vote. At least I feel good that it was close, but Jarrett, that makes us both 1 and 5.
We are the brand new Golden State Warriors. I mean, we are participating in an empty arena right now. Nobody wants to watch us.
Too soon.
Maybe we should suspend our season we can't buy a game.
No,
we cannot buy a game.
Hopefully we can win eventually. But yes, we are the 1 and 5 Rusty dominating at 5 and 1. So
we have to from now on. We're picking subjects that you and I know a lot about than Rusty.
I'm just.
I don't know what those. I don't know what those are, but we're gonna find them.
People's champion.
I guess.
Okay. Well,
right, Jarrett.
Yes.
Get us into these micro topics. Let's roll.
All right, let's roll. Let's try to find some topics that Rusty doesn't know a lot about. These are all off the cuff. we're gonna see if we can stump him. We're gonna see if we can stump him this week. Like I said, these are just a bunch of hodgepodge questions. We're going to compete Rusty versus Fur. It's going to go head to head. Hey, we might have some arguments. We might have some good give and take. We might have some agreements, but that's what makes us great. We can all decide, sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't. Hopefully we'll have a lot of disagreements here.
Usually I'm right. Usually you're wrong.
Hey, Rusty, why don't you shut up, man? All right, so we'll start it off. We'll start it off one. This was, and this is something that I think a lot of people maybe struggle with, and maybe just a lot of thoughts. Is can you be best buds with your boss? Can you actually have like a friendship in work, outside of work, with your boss? So who wants to open it up?
No, I'll open it up. No, you cannot. You cannot be best friends with your boss. It does not work. You've got to separate, right, work from play. And it's just, there's too many awkward situations. Like, what if something's not working out? Like, I just don't think it is the most healthy dynamic.
Rusty?
Agreed. What he said. That's what he said. I mean, the problem is I just keep thinking, like, if it's not working out, what does that freaking conversation look like with your best buddy as the boss?
Awkward.
You like
So
you bring him in, you're
awkward.
like, hey man, it's not working. You're fired, right? But hey, this weekend we can still hang out. We can have some
Let's go to
beers.
Top Golf.
Let's go to Top Golf. It'll be fine. Hey, I think your mom still has room in her basement. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you
Let's
told me
still
that
hang
earlier,
out.
didn't you? Didn't you tell me that your mom, like, you always wanted to move back within when your mom? See, now this is something that I've not always disagreed with, because I've had some bosses who have been absolute jerks, and I just like outside, I don't want to see them outside of work. But in the constructs of seeing, there have been a few bosses that I can stand seeing on the constructs of outside of that work environment, having fun, just living their normal life. I've always thought of them as like, hey, these are people too. There's nothing wrong with befriending my boss or whoever is above me, because now I am it doesn't work with every personality. I will say that. I'm the kind of person that if I'm messing up at work, or if I'm not, whatever reason, even if I'm friends with my boss, I still want him to tell me. It's like, hey, Jarrett, look, I need you to step it up this week. I need you, hey, I feel bad for this, but I got to give you a written warning, this, that, and the other. I still want him to feel comfortable. I still want him to do his job, but I don't want him to treat me any less, even though we have hung out outside of the constructs. So
yeah,
I'm the
but
kind
look,
of person.
you said I can. There's some bosses I can stand, I can get
Right.
along with. That's different than being best buds. And so your question was, can you be best buds? Best friends? No. Can you get
Now-
along with and kind of have a friendly relationship and, exchange, back and forth, kind of like joking with each other? Yes, absolutely possible. But can you be best friends to where you're talking about things that you talk about with your bros outside of work? No.
Now,
You
and
can
I,
do it.
and I disagree with that.
You can do
disagree
it,
with-
but I don't think it's great for both parties.
It's probably not great, but I honestly think that if you're friends with your boss and you can actually talk about things that aren't work related, I think it actually can make the work environment better.
I
You did
agree
bring up
with
a good
that.
point.
I agree with
Jarrett,
that.
We need to talk. You're 1-5. I'm okay with fur, but Jarrett, you're 1-5, and it's not working out. But we can still hang out.
Wait, are you guys letting me go of the podcast? Are you
didn't
letting
say
me go
that.
right now?
I didn't say that. There might
Well,
be a pink
Rusty,
slip in your mailbox, though.
Well, I'm just lucky that I'm not best friends with you. So this one that doesn't
Well,
this does not affect me whatsoever. So obviously we're split on that. So you guys say you cannot be best friends with your boss. You can't do it. I, on the other hand, feel like you can have you can have that best friend relationship with your superior.
the other thing
Right.
is, though, we hadn't talked about this, but if you're best friends with your boss, like, how does that look to everybody else? Like, all the other employees are going to think that you favor him, because you probably do. Even if you try not to, it'd be hard as hell not to favor that person because they're your best friend.
Okay, then reach out to him, try to hang out with him, have a conversation with the guy. Okay, that's what I did.
It's not about everybody being friends with him. It's just the perception. When
Well-
you're a boss, you have to be subjective and make decisions not based off feelings. A lot of times it's just the facts. It's hard to do.
It is hard to do. Okay, so now we go question number 2. Not much of a disagreement or a kind of a headbutting thing, but so obviously everybody knows that rebooting movies is such a huge success. But now, what if rebooting movies, but from a different person's point of view? So instead of making a brand new Jaws movie over and over and over again, what if we saw it from the perspective of the shark himself? What if he had almost like an internal monologue and that was the movie? And if those movies became popular, what movie would you like to see remade from a different perspective?
Definitely not Jaws. That would be ridiculous.
That's literally what I was gonna say.
No way.
Yes.
So we're
Really?
gonna hear
Look
what the
at
shark
this.
is thinking about.
Look, Jaws.
Okay. Well, convince me.
Yeah.
Okay. So my
First
thinking
of all,
was
the first one you kind of get some point of view of the shark. Like
You
that's how
do,
the movies
but-
always kind of start out.
But let's for a moment move to a love everybody situation. Look, from the point of Jaws, what if Jaws realizes? I realize this is a stretch, but just play with me here. What if Jaws realizes that these people are starting to come after, or the humans are starting to intrude on his little family of sharks, and he's simply trying to protect his kids from being killed or disturbed from humans.
Like a reverse Bambi. Only in this case, when Bambi's mom gets shot, Bambi goes on a rampage and starts going after hunters.
There you
So
go.
let's just say that it's baby Jaws, and his mom gets caught up in some tuna offshore fishing rig, and Jaws is like, "No, F this. I'm done with this. I'm gonna be the biggest, baddest mother effing shark in the waters, and
Darn
I'm just
right.
gonna." Bah, 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 bah.
The problem
Thank you.
is nobody was
love it.
trying to kill the shark before he went and ate everyone.
Hey,
We
it's
don't know
blind
that.
rage.
We
It's
don't know
blind
that.
rage.
The movie starts where Jaws is already upset. What happened before then that maybe upset Jaws?
Yeah. What if we
One of
saw
those
Die
people
Hard?
that believe the ocean is salty because of the tears from sharks that are misunderstood.
I'm glad you finally cleared that up.
Oh my gosh.
What if
I
we
love
ju-
Jaws.
What if you just started watching John Wick and he was just shooting people? I'm like, what is this guy doing? Without the beginning of the movie, where you learned why he's so angry. We just jump in where Jaws is angry.
He's not angry, he's hungry.
You don't know that. He's not
a
eating
shark.
everybody. He's biting them and then leaving other bits of people.
Maybe he's on a diet and he can only have so many calories, and that doesn't include all of their limbs.
So are you talking about you want to see a movie with a self-conscious weight-watching shark?
Don't want to see this movie. That's what I started this conversation with.
So what is your movie?
Yes.
So my movie would have to be Forrest Gump, and I want to see it from Jenny's perspective because this chick led a pretty wonderful life. Not at the end. Obviously, the ending is very sad. She doesn't make it, right? But she goes and parties all across freaking America. She pretty much tries every drug there is. She's hanging out with Black Panther Party, like everything out there. She's doing it. I don't think she ever said no to anybody.
Yeah,
It'd
speaking
be
of
a
doing
fantastic.
I don't know. I don't think it gets much better than Forrest Gump being a part of pretty much every big historical event
Hey, I'm not saying
possible
let's-
in his
I'm not-
time.
I'm not saying
Also,
let's not have Forrest
Jenny,
Gump. I want that.
Jenny. So look, like Jenny led Forrest Gump on. Like she was so mean to one of the nicest people in movie history.
Mean. She had sex with the guy.
it. Yeah, and along with 100 other people.
Along with
Maybe
the entire
minimum.
Black Panther Party.
You
Yes.
don't know that. You're assuming we could only know that if we saw it from her perspective.
A movie with Jenny, you could never show that movie in theaters. She was molested as a kid, and then she grows up into college, and then she poses for Playboy, and then she goes out, starts taking drugs, performing nude in bars with a guitar. You could never show the Jenny movie.
This is entertainment. I'm not. There's rated R movies.
Let's move on.
Okay, let's move on. Number 3, is social media a blessing or is it a curse?
I mean, I'm definitely going curse.
Now, are you
I
talking
think
about
there's-
all platforms?
In general, social media, I think there's more cons than pros. It does more bad than good. The only people I think it's great for is grandma that lives halfway across the country. She gets to see pictures and updates about her family and grandkids and whatever. Like, that's great. But for the most of us, like, dude, I remember a time where people could have lunch or work out and not have to show the entire world the burrito that they just had.
But
Like,
that's by choice, right?
Yes.
There's some people that choose to do that, and there's some people that not. And so for grandma, I'm going to say this is a blessing. Grandma
that's what I'm
gets to
saying.
see.
She's the only person that I
Grandma
think
gets
is a
to
great-
see her 13 grandkids and their 12 great grandchildren, and keep up to date. And like, look how quickly we can distribute and spread information. Yes, there's misinformation, but we also have the ability to learn about things instantly. I know it's in the news right now. I know it's big. I know it's not an ideal positive topic, but think how much social media is helping us learn about the coronavirus, right? Like, we're able to react so much more quickly, and hopefully because of that, overcome this as a society.
And I know that social media has also trying to take giant steps in trying to fight fake news and trying to flag fake articles. Like, hey, this article has a lot of inaccuracies in it. Don't pay close enough. Don't pay a lot of attention to it. We're going to try to take it down. But there are, like I said, you can get news instantly. Like Twitter, it's just like if somebody, it's a news headline that someone's like, oh, tweet. It's a lot better. It's a lot quicker than anybody could release through the AP, ESPN. That was something that I think I saw on Twitter before I saw anything else with the NBA postponing their season. It was like that before anything else really got released. So, you're a few seconds ahead. But
you guys act
I
like
think
nobody was able to get information before Facebook and Twitter. I
Fair
remember
point.
what president was it that did the fireside chats on the radio? Like, there are other ways to get information.
That's
yeah,
true.
My thing is, you got to think about the normal day to day. Obviously, you bring up a good point with the current situation with being able to learn things instantly, and that probably does help us. But in a normal day to day, when you go out to eat and you look at the 8 booths around you, and all of them have people in their phones and not actually interacting with each other, or you go I was just hanging out with my family, with my parents this weekend, and my mom said, well, look at that. Everybody's on their phone. Literally every one of us had our phones in our face, not talking to each other. We're all looking at different crap that didn't matter. Like, it's hard to live in the moment and be more about the people that are around you.
And that's by choice, though, right? And so we have to be better about a society at choosing when to utilize social media and when not. And so that's why I say it's a blessing. We've just got to be better about using it.
Taking cocaine is a choice too, but people get addicted and then they can't help themselves.
But the difference,
cocaine's not good.
You can't compare social media and phones. Because people play games. People pull out their phones and play games real quick, or they'll send a quick text message. There are other things that people do on their phone.
Dude, 80%. 80% of what's on your phone is social media.
I was gonna say that about 80% of it is social media. People just open up Facebook and just kind of scroll through it for 10 or 15 minutes. But that's not social media's fault. That's just people getting addicted to it.
Yeah. So it's a curse. It's not a blessing because most people are addicted to it.
I think it's a lot worse. Rusty, this is an intervention. We understand that your guys' family is just obsessed with social media. Me and Fur are here to talk to you about it.
Tell us how you feel.
Yeah.
I'm 5-1. Shut up.
All right. So being 5-1, I know Rusty. He kind of feels like he's the hero of not exactly experts, but that's a good question. Now, would you rather be a hero or the sidekick? And so I think we'll throw it back out. What do you guys think? Who would you rather be? Would you rather be Batman, or would you rather be Robin?
Hello, Batman. Thank you. Case closed.
I can make the argument. So I think most people would probably say they want to be the hero, but I think there is an argument to say that it's okay to not have to be the hero all the time. Like, it's okay to let other people step up in the limelight and be the center of attention and be that person.
Look, Robin has his moments, right?
Exactly.
But who doesn't want to be Batman?
But here's the thing. Batman wouldn't be up to his fullest potential without Robin.
And sometimes the sidekick is even, I would say, probably more famous than the hero.
What? How is Robin more famous
gonna
than
tell you.
Batman?
But
I
wait,
will tell you.
there's more.
How is Goose more famous than Maverick?
Because the hero mentions Goose. He wants Goose to give him strength. That's why he grasps his. He's not saying, "All right, Maverick, let's pull through this. Let's pull through this." He's like, "No, come on, Goose. Talk to me, Goose. Talk to me, Goose." Yeah, talking to his dead sidekick. Spoiler alert. Who's not with him anymore. So just case in point, sidekick.
There's no spoiler. First off, there's no spoilers
It's
for a
been
movie
like
that's
30
over
years.
30 years old. But second, who does not want to be Tom Cruise Maverick in Top Gun? That is like the coolest thing you can be.
Look, famous sidekicks. Okay, we're looking at Chewbacca, Samwise Gamgee from the Lord of the Rings. He basically had to pick up Frodo and take him to the volcano, and basically had to throw the ring himself. And
Nerd alert.
Samwise had to do all the work.
Dude, Chewbacca's cool. He's iconic. But Han Solo? Come on. You would pick Chewbacca over Han Solo?
Some people would.
There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure having to be the hero.
Donkey from Shrek.
Donkey from Shrek.
We are digging deep here.
Spock, R2D2. He's the sidekick to C3PO. Yeah.
Why? Because he's short?
I don't know.
I see those two as equal. I see those two as equal.
I honestly think that C3PO would be more the sidekick than R2D2, but that is a different nerd conversation I want to get into. I would think that there are occasions where the sidekick gets as much shine or even more shine than you probably think the hero is. Jeff Daniels' character in Dumb and Dumber, he's obviously the sidekick to Jim Carrey, but I think he's got some of the more funnier moments in the movie.
Is he the sidekick because Jim Carrey is just a well-known actor, or is he the sidekick because you actually genuinely think he's a sidekick? Like, if you don't know who Jim Carrey is and you watch Dumb and Dumber, do you see them as equal, or does Jim Carrey's role start to come out as a leader?
But I think the perception is in any movie, the first person you see and learn about, you typically see as like the main focus of the movie and is the hero per se, and he's the first one in the movie.
He is.
That's fair. Okay.
So and I think that's another discussion. I mean, that would be another discussion to talk about is how who's the leader in Dumb and Dumber. I think that would be a great the experts episode.
Be a great poll.
Yeah. All right. So now we'll move on now to number 5 here. Now, what secret conspiracy would you like to start, and that all of a sudden it blows up and people start believing it?
Yeah, I thought hard about this. Not really. But the one I came up with that I think could be believable is about Elon Musk.
He's an alien?
He's a freaking alien. Yes. That would be it.
Dude, tell me more. Keep going.
He's super smart. Super smart. He's at the leading edge of technology. Everybody else is trying to race to get to where he's at, but he's super freaking awkward. Like, just socially, when he's standing up in front of you, you just don't feel at ease. Like, he can't talk real great. We saw him dancing in an earlier episode. It was awful. Like, super smart, has technology, doesn't know how to be a human.
I love it. I love it.
I just started that. I think we should get this trending on Twitter.
Here's the thing. I don't know that that's a conspiracy. I think you may have just discovered what the truth is.
Could be.
He never sleeps either. Like,
yeah,
the dude is up all the time. You're onto something here.
I know.
You know what would be great is if they made another Men in Black movie and they cast Elon Musk and made him be. In this case, they made him be himself. They made him an alien.
There you go.
Yeah, but he doesn't like really change form. He just kind of stays Elon Musk. Like, he just doesn't really change into another alien or slips out into a costume. He's just like, oh, okay, Elon, so what do you really look like? It's like, this is what I really look like. So.
And he's doing it very strategically, right? Like he's pushing this technology, but not enough to where it's really grabbing. There's no one's raising any brows.
Exactly. He's undercover.
Yeah. So I think I can definitely get on board on the Elon Musk is an alien. So Fur, what conspiracy theory do you have that you can?
I can't take you seriously when you're playing with your little dog.
She just wants attention. I mean, so I kind of have to give it to her.
Which brings up an interesting point, Jarrett. You need to explain yourself. I'm scrolling on Facebook again. Social media, it's a curse. Scrolling on Facebook today, and I see Jarrett Finley is interested, and I'm like, oh God, what is this? And it's an Easter brunch, a chef-made brunch for your pup, and it's got this like black English bulldog with freaking Easter bunny ears and a bow tie. It looks like the most frou-frou thing I've ever seen, and you're telling everybody on Facebook that you're going.
I'm interested in it. I'm not going yet. Me and Pupcake really haven't decided what our plans are yet, but we're interested in going. And look, man, I am secure enough in my masculinity, as little as there is to begin with, that stuff doesn't kind of affect me. It's I'm into. I never really was into little frou-frou things and little puppies, but now I am. And you know what? I'm fine with it. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with the person I am. So
your wife's making you go?
Yes.
What I kind of thought.
Yeah. So it was.
Anyway,
Sorry,
I interrupted you for.
I actually don't have. I don't have a conspiracy that's better than that.
That's a good one. That's a very good one.
I suggest we move forward because I don't think there's anything that's going to be any better than that, Rusty. That's pretty darn good, unless Jared has something.
I don't have anything that I can think of. All right, now here's one that seems to be riling up some people too. Is the Kool-Aid Man?
Who are these people?
Huh? It's
Who
the
are
nation.
These people you're talking about?
It's the nation. Is the Kool-Aid Man the pitcher, or is he the Kool-Aid inside the pitcher?
This has to be on everybody's minds. I'm sure you are right. This is the topic of the nation.
Apart.
Who cares about infectious disease?
Yes. What makes the Kool-Aid Man the Kool-Aid Man?
It's the pitcher.
The pitcher. I agree.
It's
the
more
pitcher.
the pitcher than the liquid.
Nope.
Without the pitcher, what is he?
Huh? He's still the Kool-Aid Man, but he has no.
No, he's no longer a man. He's just Kool-Aid laying on the ground.
Well, he's not really a man. He's a pitcher filled with Kool-Aid.
But that's what makes him the man, is the pitcher outline.
So how do you even know? How do you even know he's filled with Kool-Aid? Like maybe his glass is colored.
Maybe it's blood. We don't know.
So you telling me that you've seen a pitcher and you say, oh, look, it's the Kool-Aid Man. It's like, no, Rusty, that's a pitcher. It's like, no, it's the Kool-Aid Man. It's like, no,
the pitcher with the face.
Yep.
That's what makes the Kool-Aid Man, regardless of what liquid's in there.
It's just you could put grape juice in him and he's the Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah, he's a grape Kool-Aid man.
No, I didn't say grape Kool-Aid. I didn't say that. I said grape juice.
So you're telling me that you could take the Kool-Aid Man and you could put something in a pitcher. You could put Kool-Aid in a pitcher and it's the Kool-Aid Man without the face?
Yeah, because he needs Kool-Aid.
But he's not the Kool-Aid Man. He's just a pitcher of Kool-Aid.
Yeah, but then he comes alive. He's like Frosty the Snowman. He's not quite Frosty until you put that magic top hat on him. You don't become the Kool-Aid Man without the magical Kool-Aid. You pour it in there and he runs across the streets and he makes the kids all happy and hyped up on sugar. The Kool-Aid Man is, yes, absolutely.
No, your Frosty example is totally irrelevant. Anything is a snowman until you make it into what Frosty was, which you put the the little things on the eyes and the carrots, which is the same thing. Anything is a freaking pitcher of Kool-Aid until you add the face, and then it becomes the Kool-Aid Man.
Nope, it doesn't. He doesn't become Frosty until they put some old magic in that old hat they found. They didn't know what it was, but they put the hat on and it became Frosty the Snowman.
We're not talking about Frosty. We're talking about the Kool-Aid
I'm trying to correlate the two and saying that a pitcher is just a normal pitcher that people throw away. It's something that the Helans always look forward to on Black Fridays, is looking for other containments and compartments as they throw away all their pitchers.
For 10 years, bro.
And so you finally put Kool-Aid in him, and that's when the magic happens. That's when he becomes the Kool-Aid Man. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to send this poll out to 100 people
and
show them a picture of Kool-Aid and say, what is this? And I guarantee you 99 of them say, it's a picture of Kool-Aid.
It's the Kool-Aid. He's not the Kool-Aid Man without Kool-Aid.
No, he's a picture of Kool-Aid.
Either.
I guarantee you, if we're doing this. We're sending out a survey, and we're doing one that's a picture. It's a picture of the Kool-Aid Man with his face empty, and we do one that's a picture of Kool-Aid, and it's just the damn Kool-Aid in there, no face. And I guarantee you, the face trumps the freaking basic picture 9 times out of 10.
Yes.
That's not the That's not the question. If it has the face, it's at what makes the Kool-Aid Man. Is it the pitcher or the Kool-Aid?
Pitcher with the face. We've said that.
Well, once again, we're not at it. We're not saying with the face. That's not the question.
But
with
the face
face
is part of the pitcher.
Now, I think you're just adding words to it to make your argument work.
No, you're just upset because you're wrong.
I am not wrong, even though my record shows that I have been wrong a lot on this show. So yeah, thank you for counting that. So this is a. I know for some reason people still have given me gruff about. We all agreed on what we thought was the best movie of all time. And people still pointed out to me as this, I can't believe you guys all agreed on it. So I think this is something that we all can disagree on. We're all going to have different opinions. Now, what is the absolute worst movie you have ever seen?
Rusty?
I mean, yeah, I can go first. We kind of talked about the Dumb and Dumber movies earlier. Any prequel, sequel for Dumb and Dumber, stupidest thing I've ever seen. It just doesn't work. It can't be replicated. The jokes just aren't as funny the second time. Like, it can't be done again.
I agree.
Never should have been.
That's a good call. Yep.
Yeah.
Terrible. Those are bad.
Fur?
I'm gonna lose some fans here. But I don't know if I just wasn't in the right mood or I didn't give it enough time, but I'm sorry. And I'm a Marky Mark fan. I love Mark Wahlberg. Like the dude works out. He's ripped as a lion. I don't know. The dude's ripped. The dude is ripped for 46 or however old the guy is. I don't know. But man, the other guys is not a good movie. Like, it's probably the worst movie I've ever seen. And I can't say I've
thing.
No, but look, when Samuel Jackson and whoever else jump off. Well, like, first off, why did they sign up to die that way? They sign up, they jump off a building and just land on the concrete on the bottom and are dead. Like, that's literally the moment that happened. My wife and I looked at each other and like, we've seen enough. Shut it off.
You didn't. That's the thing. They explain. They go into it. They joke about it. The other guys, it works because they tried to recreate it again with Daddy's Home. They tried to recreate with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. Didn't work. I didn't think that was funny. I didn't think Daddy's Home 2 was funny. It had other characters. It had Michael Keaton, who's a talented comedian. It has. It's got some other well-known actors in it that Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell definitely do not carry or have to carry the comedy. There are other things that make the movie funny. So I have to disagree with you. The other
It's
guys
just a
is
ridiculous
amazing.
movie. It's one that has a bunch of one-liners. If you watch the whole movie, there are some funny parts in it, but it is ridiculous. If you go into
Yeah.
that movie thinking that you're going to watch like a serious movie or it's going to be realistic, and
No, I knew it would be.
it's
I knew it was supposed to be funny, but I found it zero funny.
Not a single. So, and I know there's funny moments before that happens. You didn't find one moment funny.
No,
Maybe you were in a bad mood.
That had to have been it.
I don't know.
Maybe
I
you
don't
hadn't
know.
had any
Jarrett,
ice cream.
Jarrett, look, I know.
I love the.
I know I don't like that movie, but I still don't understand how you don't like Christmas Vacation. It's way better than the other guys.
Agreed.
No, absolutely not. Okay.
Now you know how I feel about the other guys.
Okay. So the one movie that comes to mind, and it's one movie that I've never. We almost walked out. It was me and my friends. I don't know why we decided to watch it. It was during the whole thing with the Minions when everybody on Facebook was sharing these posters with Minions and like I don't talk. I have friends. I talk to myself and just stupid stuff and with Minions. And so they decided to cash in on it and make the Minions movie. I thought the first 5 minutes were great. I thought they were like, oh, this is gonna be a funny movie. But then as it progressed, it just got worse and worse and worse. And we all looked at each other and we thought it's like, should we just leave? Then should we just get up and leave? But we already paid our money. We're here. It can't be much longer. And then it ended up being about 45 more minutes. And it was the worst piece of garbage I have ever seen. It was rough to watch.
I'm starting to understand why you're going to go to this frou-frou dog thing, because you also voluntarily went to the Minions movie and you didn't have a kid with you. You're not a 12-year-old girl. Like, what were you thinking to begin with?
That's the thing. There had to have been just
There
not
were no
another
other
option.
movies?
Huh?
All the other ones were sold out?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember when the Minions movie came out. The only thing I can remember is for some reason we either thought it was going to be good or
You were high.
No, we weren't.
You were high.
No. We were not. We were not. Okay. But it was terrible. It was awful. I could not believe how bad it was.
Okay. Well, that's all we have for this round. We thank you guys for tuning in. Check us out on social media. We appreciate you listening in. We appreciate you voting on our polls. So be out on the lookout for our next poll that we have coming up from this episode. Until next time, Not Exactly Experts signing out.
Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid, a 5-cent package makes 2